How's it going, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of how to import your Live2d models into Facerig. Today I'm going to show you how to import some animations as well as change the positioning of the camera in Facerig. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open up your Live2d animator. And let's open up our project in here. So as you can see, my example model is different from the last video. This is a grump head from the show Game Grumps. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. This is just a fan-made thing. Go ahead and check out their show if you want though. I got two animations for this, a 10-second blush animation, and I got a 2-second fart animation. So what I want to do is output this motion data into our modeler folder for Facerig to read. So I gotta go to File, and let's go to Output Motion Data. I'm gonna output all scenes, and I need to make sure the outputting format is .mtn text format. So go ahead and click OK if everything's okay with you. And let's go to our modeler folder. And save it in there. So as you can see, I got both my animation files in there. For Facerig to read this, let's create a new folder and type in motions. Oops. And then let's put both our animation files in there. So let's go ahead and make a configuration file. It has instructions in the PDF on how to do this. So we got to make a configuration file that's named cc underscore our avatar name. And then in that configuration file, we got to type this string out, set underscore special underscore action underscore anim, then our avatar name, the name of the file, and then a parameter value. Now for parameter value, it's a number between 1 and 6, and depending on which number you choose, it corresponds with a key press for Facerig to read. So say I made the parameter value 1, every time I press Q, Facerig will read that animation and play it out. And if I set it as 2, every time I hit W, Facerig will play whatever animation is tied to that. So let's go ahead and open up Notepad. And in here, we're just gonna type this out. Set underscore special underscore action underscore anim. And then go ahead and type in your avatar name. So after set special action anim space your avatar name space quote the name of the animation file. So my first one I'm going to do is blush.mtn quote space and then the number 1. So whenever I hit Q on the keyboard, the blush animation should play. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and make another one for my other animation. So I'm going to do this again. Set underscore special underscore action underscore anim space Aaron Grump space quote fart.mtn. And then I'm going to set it as number 2. So when I hit W on the keyboard, the fart animation should play. So to save this, let's go to File, Save As. To save it, we need to type out cc underscore the name of the avatar. So for me, it's going to be cc underscore Aaron underscore Grump. And then I got to put .cfg so it knows it's a configuration file. So I got to make sure it's going into my modeler folder here. So I'm going to save it in there. Now let's check to see if it's saved in there. And as you can see it did. cc_aaron_grump. Saved as a configuration file. And when I double click it, I can see it's got my code in here. Alright, so now let's go ahead and import our folder into the Facerig program. So I'm going to X out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and copy our folder that we made. Go to your hard drive where you saved Steam at, and then you'll find your Steam folder here. In the Steam folder, go to Steam Apps, then go to Common, then go to Facerig, then go to Mod, go to VP, PC_common, Objects, and you're already there. So let's go ahead and paste our folder in there. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up Facerig and make sure everything's working. I'll be back in just a sec. Alright, so let's go ahead and launch Facerig. Alright, so let's go ahead and on the blue bar, let's switch to Advanced UI. It's just the UI plus button. And on the green toolbar here, on the top of it, you'll see avatars. Let's go ahead and select our avatar that we just imported in there. Mine's right here. So before we test out our animations, let's go to the Behavior tab and scroll down and make sure Custom Actions is enabled. So you should see the green rectangle here if it's on. So if that's on, let's go ahead and X out of this. Now, how I set it up is when I press Q, it should blush, and when I press W, it should fart. So I'm just gonna calibrate myself here, and I'm gonna hit Q. So as you can see, I'm got the blushing animation going on, and it should go away after a little bit. I left this animation a little bit longer. So I'm going to hit W, make sure that's working. Cool. So everything's working as it should. That's pretty much it for importing animations. Next, we're going to learn how to change the position of our model in Facerig. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to change the positioning of the camera so our model appears to be on different spots on Facerig. I'm going to open up our folder here, and let's go into our configuration file we made earlier, the cc_name of whatever you named your model. As you can see, it still has our animation key press configuration here, so let's give us a little space under that. And I'm going to open up the PDF that I've also linked below. And as you can see, for camera position, it wants to read this string, set_cam_POS, the avatar name, and then the positioning coordinates. So let's go ahead and type that out. Set_cam_POS, then space, and then your name of the model. Space, and then the coordinates. So when typing out coordinates, I always like to do very small increments, because otherwise when you start up Facerig, there might be a chance you won't see your model show up because the camera is way too far off. So if you want to follow my example, that's fine, or you can just do whatever you want and play with it. But I'm going to do 0.4 for X, comma, space. For Y, I might do 4, comma, space, and I'm going to do 10 for the Z position. So it should move over to the right just a little bit, and then it'll move up a tiny bit, and 10 will be basically zoomed out. So I'm going to just want to make sure with my model that I'm using for this example, that with it zoomed out, I could still see the model there, so it won't be invisible to me. So let's go ahead and save this. And I'm going to close this out, minimize this. So with that saved, I'm going to open up Facerig and we'll see what happens here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and update our model that's already in Facerig. So let's open up our Steam file. Okay. So I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to paste our model in there. And if you forgot what it was Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Facerig, Mod, VP, PC_Common, and then Objects, and then you'll be here. So after you updated your folder, let's go ahead and leave this open. And I'm going to go ahead and launch my Facerig. I'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, with these new coordinates, my model ended up on the top right of the screen. So that's good, it worked. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change it while still in Facerig. So let's go to our UI, Advanced UI Plus, go to Avatars, and then let's go ahead to the window that we left open and change our configuration file that's in Facerig right now. Not the one on your desktop if you saved one like mine. The one that we saved into Facerig just a little bit ago. So let's change these coordinates a little bit. I'm going to change this to 0.2, and I'm going to change the Y to 3. So hopefully it should be around in this area once I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and save that and close out of it. And to make Facerig update this positioning, I'm going to click on a different avatar, and then I'm going to click back to the avatar that I had. So it looks like it changed a little bit. Maybe the Y didn't change so much, but at least it's a difference. So yeah, with that, that's how you change the positioning of the camera. So I hope that helps anybody. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below. And I do encourage everybody to help each other out. Besides that, that's it for these videos. Maybe more will come, but for now, until next time.